All right, as we mentioned, we got the back tire, got that taken care of. Took it over there to the local HD shop there across the river, and picked up some maintenance stuff and got the tire done. It was in and out, quick deal, man. Thanks again, great job, guys. Appreciate it. So what we're gonna do now is getting everything ready. Uh, Went and polished up all the axle and got all the old grease and stuff off of them, spacers, that kind of thing. And we'll go ahead and get this axle shoved through, get everything lined up, and get that belt tightened up and adjusted. So what we want to do first is we want to go ahead and pull out our old never sees, lube up that axle real good. No, that's not what we're going to do. Manual calls for the wheel bearing grease, and you can see there's, I don't know, maybe not, part numbers, whatever, if you're interested. But already opened up a can. She was a new can, and greased up the wheel bearings, got them done, cleaned up. They don't need replaced. We can run them for a little while longer. So we'll just take a little bit of grease, get her on there, and we're gonna lube her up. Take the old axle shaft and just give her a nice little coat. Get that on there real good and get her worked in. And you don't want to go a lot with the grease on the axle shaft. You know, there's a spacer that runs in the middle of there, and what we're trying to do is make sure that that spacer gets a good little bit of, you know, lube for corrosions, that kind of thing. And yeah, let's get this done here real quick. All right, got her on there. You can see she looks a little blue. Let's go ahead and take a look, line it up. I'll have to come over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and ditch this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take here and we're gonna just take our center jack. If you don't have one, you should probably get one. Line her up over until she lines up. Go ahead and get that off there and out of the way. Line the wheel up so she tear the wheel up just a little. All right. Looks like we got a clean hole. Now, before this side goes on, we got to put our spacer. So the wheel bearing on this side, I shaft out. All right, line her up. Now, it'll be a little stubborn. All right, get our cam adjuster turned the right way. That side went in. Line up our bushing over on this side. Putting that new grease on there, having all those parts cleaned up, helps a whole lot. We will get stuff lined up. Alright. See? Just drop that spacer, wiggle in there a little bit. Don't force it, it'll go easy. Line ourselves back up there, and we'll go ahead and push it on through. Alright, she's through. Take this. We'll just put a light facing of grease. There's a nut side and an adjuster side. This side is where my adjuster plays. Just again, you're just putting basically a little coating on it for right now. Yeah, on that back side. Alright. Line it up, put it in the hole, and you'll see now this one's 180. It's down. This one, 180. It's down. Fingers back. It's all lined up. Go ahead and we'll take our grease here. Want not, save not, right? This stuff's expensive nowadays. Alright, put that back up where she goes. I don't know about you, but clean up as you go. Alright. Wipe off any excess. Got our nut nice and cleaned up. Got all that out of there. Get a nut on there. Tighten her up just a little snug, right? So now what I gotta do is go back over to the other side and tighten the tension. Alright, so the tension's set. What we're trying to accomplish is these, it's like a cam, it's shaped up like a cam. There's marks, tabs that just sits in these cams. And what you do is you take your wrench and you roll the cams right up until the belt starts tense. Now where the belt is the guard. And in the guard there's a little window and there's these ticks. They just line up. So mine's a brand new belt. It's not going to take a lot to really get that tight. So what you want to do is there's a tool, you can buy it, you put it between the belt. Harley makes it a lot of belt places, you know, you find them hardware stores, belt tensioner guide, gauge. And you put that in between the belt and then you adjust it, and as the belt comes up, it adjusts that tensioner guide. And there's a reading. It says, hey, this is where I'm supposed to be. If you look up in the manual, under the belt and the tightening procedures and that stuff, it'll also tell you that through that little sight window where your belt guard is, there's little ticks. And there's a certain place that belt should be. Usually, you know, it's going to be kind of near the bottom or in the middle if you got a, you know, a little wear in your belt. Except mine's new. So mine is right at in between the first and the second tick. plenty of tight. Don't get them over tight. Don't get them too loose. Snug is good. If you get it too loose, it's going to slip on the pulley, and you're going to round out your belt. You're going to tear up everything. I mean, your pulleys are going to get rolled. If you get it too tight, you're going to get on it, and you're going to hammer it, and the belt's going to go snap. So that's why that's important to watch what you do with your belt. So go ahead and finish up that. This axle, the nut on it, on the other side and the nut, is both a 36 millimeter. They make an actual wrench for that. I don't know, I lost mine. Would have been a lot easier, you know, if I didn't have to take all this off, I could have used it. But because I had to do the cam inspection and other things, I had to pull the exhaust. So it just makes it that much easier. So we're gonna get that ready. Alright, what we got? We just got our good old trusty torque wrench. Book calls for about 100 pounds, 75, 100 pounds. Mine is actually, I think, 75. If I'm wrong, I'll go back and readjust it. I still don't have everything put on there where I can. But 75 to 100. So I'll tell you what, we're just going to go 80. And set her up. 80 pounds. Now all we gotta do is tighten her up till we hear a click, click, and we're good. I'm missing this little in there. Don't really want to use a extension on a socket when you're torquing something down, but for right now I'm just trying to get the nut up. See, give me a little swing here. Now be careful when you're torquing this because you can cause the adjusters to turn. So we'll come over on this side. Put you another jam wrench up in here. Alright. Roll this all the way back. Hold this side. We are. Clicky click. Alright. Hold it. Yep. So we're good. Oh, unfortunately, age catches up. You get down, it's hell to get back up. All right. So we got that adjusted. Let's take care of this first. Always be careful with your torque wrenches. Take the pressure off of them, unload them, and put them back where they belong. Next thing we're going to do, we got a safety clip that goes up on the end of the axle. Just in case something would go wrong. You've got this, and she pushes in there, that ring retainer on the back of the nut. And that's a safety feature in case that nut come off of there. It'd be a bad day. Alright, so now let's jack her up a little bit, get her off of the bottom of the table. Here we go. Now let's take a look, see what the belt does. What we're going to look for is you want to roll your tire, right? And that belt on this side, what'll happen is the belt's running on the pulley, and if you're off one way or the other, your belt will shove depending on where you are. So if your wheel is not perfectly centered with the belt, your wheel's this way, your belt's going to chunk. See? So our belt tracks out good. Got that new good tire. Brakes are good. Brakes were changed last year, so I know they're good. And yep, there you go. That's pretty much how you change a tire and get her back up to shape. Have a good one.